everybody. Welcome back to Spirit Hunters Paranormal 911. My name is Tim. I want to touch a little base on this video of some questions that was sent to me by some of the fans, followers. One of the questions that I've gotten here recently was if they know I do like seances, but they also asked if I ever have done anything Ouija board. Yes, I have. One of their questions was, am I not worried about inviting something in that is evil or demonic? Yes, that possibility is there. You need to be very careful when you do a seance or Ouija, because you never know what's coming through, what you're contacting or communicating with. I try to use my words very carefully on when I do these different, I guess you would call them, well, they're not exactly investigations, but they're sessions, that you want to be very careful with your wording on how you're inviting spirits in to communicate with you. I always put in there that I'm inviting positive spirits, good spirits, not inviting anything dark or evil. Doesn't mean that they're not going to try to come through. On dark energies or demons, as a lot of people would put them, they're kind of tricksters. They're going to try to pose as something that you wouldn't expect. I know in the demonology course that I'm taking, I've learned quite a bit so far through there. Of course, I got a lot more I'm having to learn. It's a long and harder course than anything else that I've gone through. But I have learned that they will pose as a child. Because a lot of people, if you're talking to children, you just kind of automatically, you like them or not necessarily like them, but you're more acceptable to communicating with a child. But you got to be very careful, because they can present themselves as a child. So be cautious there if you are communicating with a child. I find it helpful and learning in this course that supposedly demons, they'll lie to you, like they're trying to trick you, become friends or get into your world to control you. But it's also said that if you do communicate with a dark energy or demon, that you can get them to answer certain questions that supposedly they won't lie, because most of the questions you're asking doesn't really distinctively go to certain areas. So if you have a child come through and you get the feeling that it may not be a child, it could be something different, be sure to ask these certain questions. Ask it if it is a child. Ask it if it is something evil, if it is there to harm you in any way. Supposedly, they have to answer the correct answer, that they are evil or they are not a child. Because we're assuming when we hear a child's voice that we're talking to a child, so we don't necessarily ask that question, is, oh, are you really a child? So we really don't know. But if you ask that particular question, it has to tell you the truth. You know, it cannot say, uh, you know, no, I am not evil. Um, don't know how that works, if that's actually really true, but in all the seances or ouija boards that I've done, I've never had anything evil come through. Well, I'll take that back. I have gotten some dark energy come through because I felt that myself uh, while doing the seances, because I don't know if you want to call it that gift, but I'm sensitive to that type of feelings, and being able to sense the presence, or whether it's a positive energy or dark energy, as well as I've said in my other videos that I can hear voices and see things that most people can't. But you know, I don't know. You just want to be careful when you do something like that. Um, they ask why I do those type of sessions. Uh, I don't think I really have any particular reason why I do them. Um, I'm just trying to gather as much evidence, document it, being able to communicate with spirits from the other side. Um, like I say, sometimes you might get something that's evil, um, but it's just something that I do in my research to be able to gather as much information on different ways of communicating with spirits. One of the other questions another follower had: what happens if I do have something come through from the other side that is evil or demonic? Uh, how do I get rid of it? Or, you know, is it stuck here? Um, no, I mean, it will be stuck here. You invite it into the world, but I also make sure that in my sessions, when I close them out, that you know, anything that did come through that I communicated with, uh, I pretty much, you know, send it back. Of course, they think, well, is that possible? Um, well, I don't know if it's truly possible or not, but I've never had anything linger around after I've had these sessions, because when I end them, I always, um, like I say, I'm a firm believer in the Lord, and I use Him as part of my uh, beginning prayer as well as my closing prayer. That I, you know, would say basically that we are fixing to end this session. Of course, I thank them for coming through and communicating with us or joining us. Also say that now the session is ended, that everything that is not of this world must now return back to where they came from, and I'll use it with the blood of Jesus Christ. He commands that all energies, entities, good and evil, must leave and return back to where they come. Now, I don't know for a fact that that is why they leave and go back. Um, my thoughts are yes, um, because it seems to work. They don't linger around. Uh, but I also, if I have a feeling of a dark energy or something that I don't feel was good that came through, there are other things that you can do. It's kind of like a cleansing of a house that you can do to kind of get rid of negative energy. Um, the Indians believed in it years ago. It's been something that's been done or as far back as I've been able to research to find out, but it's saging. You get like a sage, which is it's kind of like a grass or a weed that is grown that you use, and I guess the fragrance of it, or not exactly sure what it is, but you use it to go around your home and allow the smoke to, you know, not fill the home to smoke you out, but you just go around and just kind of wave it off in areas as you're doing a cleansing prayer. And there are different cleansing prayers that you can use. You can go online and Google house cleansing and Google for cleansing prayers, and there are several that you can use. I've only had to do it a couple times, not necessarily here, but for other families that I've gone into and to see what kind of energy they had in their homes, because they contacted me, said they were hearing sounds and stuff is being moved around, that they felt that the house was haunted or had some kind of energy there. So I have gone in there and cleansed the house for them. And of course they contacted me back after that point and have told me that they haven't had any other activity or any other sounds or anything else happen. So, to me, I feel that it does work. So that's something you can always use if you get in that situation and you feel that something evil is there. One of the other questions I had was on using a Ouija board. Um, those I don't really recommend because they are dangerous, especially if you do not know what you are doing or have any experience in dealing with the paranormal, because you can get yourself into a situation that you probably wouldn't really care to. Um, like I say, when you're doing something like that, always follow your basic rules. Don't, come over with like a negative type attitude towards them, um, because that can backfire on you. Always use your wording wisely on how you communicate with them. Um, you always want to make sure that when you're doing a Ouija board, uh, you want to have some people that are going to do it with you that have a strong, logical, and open mind. Um, Also, that when you start opening the Ouija board session, as you have your hands on the pochette, if there's a noise or a sound or something that startles you or distracts you, do not take your hand off the pochette. That's something they say that kind of opens that gateway or that door, and it allows it to come in, I don't know, possibly permanently, that you can't close the board to where it goes back at the end of the session. Excuse me. But make sure you keep your hands on the board, or on the pochette as you're doing it. Also, if something does come through, you're getting some wrong answers or bad feelings that there are something there, automatically go to goodbye to close the board, because that will stop everything altogether. Um, these things that I can't say are actually fact or true on the ways to actually do the board, or how to get rid of anything that comes through or close out the session. These are articles that I've studied, some of the studies through demonology, things I've talked to other colleagues out there that have done Ouija board sessions or seances. that have given me suggestions and pointers on things to do, not to do. And like I say, it seems to work for me because I don't have anything here in my home other than what I invite to come in, and when I ask it to leave, it seems to go. Um, so keep those in mind if you're going to do something like that. Another question that I had that I want to kind of touch on was people have seen some of the videos that we have out now, and they've noticed that I keep going back to one particular cemetery, Samara Cemetery, and I want to know why I keep going back to the same one, why I don't go to different ones. Well, we do go to different ones, but Samara Cemetery is one of the cemeteries, I don't know, right now it's kind of my favorite cemetery because we are getting a lot of activity from it. We've gone there several times to where when we started, we go in there and was not getting anything. But lately, since we've gone several times, we're starting to get a lot of activity come through. Um, so that's basically what I'm trying to do, is go to places that I can get this activity, places I can capture um, things that happen on video, on recorder. But Samara is one place that we're getting a lot of K2 meter readings, hearing a lot of voices, starting to see some shadow figures. Unfortunately, we're not able to catch a lot of that on our camera. Um, Hopefully we will be. Our spirit box sessions, or we are starting to get some response come back through them. Not quite as much as I would like, but it is more the one cemetery that we are getting a lot more activity, and we will keep continuing going back there because I believe that you're going into their home. You're having to build up their trust because they don't know you. Um, so I guess it's just a communication we do back and forth, trying to talk with them, communicate with them, assure them that we're not there to disrespect them or harm them in any way. Any of our equipment is going to harm them. It's just they're having to kind of get comfortable with us, I guess you would say. But once you get to that point or get past that point where they start feeling comfortable, they recognize you, they've seen you there before, they're going to start communicating with you. They're going to start doing things that hopefully you're going to be able to capture on camera or capture on a voice recorder. So that's one of the reasons why I keep going back to certain cemeteries. If I'm feeling that type of energy, last time we went, that video will be coming out soon. But the last time we went, we get a lot of K2 meter readings, and as soon as we pull up and get out of the vehicle and start getting out our equipment, I'll turn on the K2 meter, and right off the bat it'll just start lighting up real strong. So there's a lot of energy. It's like they're coming out to meet us at the car, which I think is kind of exciting, that they're coming to us. But I just feel real good about this cemetery, and I believe we are going to start capturing a whole lot more activity from them, get other things to happen, get more on our spirit box sessions, and hopefully they may get enough energy to manifest where we can capture that on video, and that would be awesome. To me, that would be priceless to be able to capture a full body apparition on video camera. So, a lot of people say, well, I've already seen this, you keep going to the same cemetery, you talk about the same stuff. Well, if you notice a lot of videos from other investigators that are out there, pretty much all the videos that are being done are somewhat basic. You're going in, they're hearing sounds, they're seeing shadows, they're hearing voices, they're picking up some off the spirit box with K2 meters going off. That's going to be pretty much common any investigation that you go on. But there's always that one time or something different happens that's kind of out of the normal, which we call paranormal phenomenon. And you know, those times is what we're hoping to capture. So, you know, that's one reason why we keep going back. Now, we do go to other ones. There's still a few of them that we go there that we're not getting anything. I'm feeling the presence of them around us, that we are being watched or followed, but again, to interact with us, not so much. Hopefully that will change as we keep going back. Some of them, they're starting to, I guess, loosen up a little bit or become more relaxed with us being there because we're starting to get a little bit of K2 meter readings. But this is part of the game of doing paranormal research or investigating. You just got to be patient with it, like I've said in the past. It's something that just doesn't happen right off the bat unless you're lucky. If you go to a place that's well haunted or constantly has paranormal activity going on, you know, you're going to be a little bit more likely to get something the first time you go there. But in places that have never had anything like that done, it doesn't happen right off the bat. It takes a little time, so you got to be patient with it. But I want to kind of touch these couple bases because these were questions that were asked, and you know, I'm sure a lot of people are kind of wondering about things like that, especially people that are thinking about possibly getting into doing paranormal investigating. Um, you know, little tips that might help them out, because a lot of them I've had people say, well, I'm kind of scared to do this. Um, and I've always told them, you know, don't show that fear, because evil energy will use that fear against you. That fear that you show, they can draw on it, which gives them more strength. So don't try to show that fear. You're going to be scared, you know, because things are going to happen around you that you cannot see it coming, or you don't know it's going to happen. It's just like you're walking along a street or something, and one of your kids or friends want to play a little prank on you and jump out around the corner to scare you. You know, you're going to jump automatically. That's just that's just nature. You know, that's going to happen. But you know, just be cautious. You know, and keep it in your mind that you know that there are things out there. Sounds are going to happen. Things are going to happen, and kind of prepare yourself. You know, I keep it kind of in my mind that I'm expecting something to jump out at me, or I'm expecting a loud noise, or I'm expecting something to touch me. So it kind of prepares me a little bit. I'm not saying that I won't budge or jump or anything, because you can't see it coming. You know, it's not like a person. You know, you see them coming. If the spirit's coming at you, you can't see it. You know, having a door slam behind you, you're going to jump, I guarantee. But don't show it as a fear, like, oh, I'm scared now, I got to get out of here, I got to leave. If it's a evil or dark energy, they can use that against you. I'm not saying that a positive energy can't use that against you too, because they draw off a strength on fear, as well as you know, your batteries and your cameras, your flashlights, your cell phone, electricity, power lines, a strong running river or stream, waterfalls, electrical storms. That's how they draw a lot of their energy. That's what they can be able to do things, to communicate with us, to move stuff themselves. We're able to hear their voices, to touch us. You know, they got to have that energy. So, you know, don't show that fear. You know, you can be scared, like I say, but just don't show that fear, because they'll zero in on it. I'm sure as as I go, I'll have other questions on other subjects, and I'll try to do little short videos like this to go over some things. Possibly I may have the answers for. If I don't, I always kind of get together with some other colleagues that are out there that do uh, investigations and research. A lot of them have been through a lot too. Um, a lot of times we communicate back and forth on some things that either one of us might have some questions on, or not quite sure, or just want a second opinion. And so we stay kind of close in contact. So, I'll be able to get some answers if I don't know myself, and be able to get back with you on them. But be sure to go to our channel. Check out some of our videos. I just did one not too long ago. It was a 5-part series on paranormal investigating and research. It goes off over a lot of different subjects, and it's got a lot of information in there. It's kind of educational. You can learn a lot from them. If you're going to try to become a paranormal investigator, there's a lot of information in there that can help you out. Excuse me. Can help you out to get started. But check those out, and then also, check out a lot of our other videos we have out. The beginning ones, there's a lot of them, especially since this virus lockdown, where we weren't able to get out and go around and do investigations. Some of the first videos that we did since we started doing videos. They're not all that good, but there are some things that do happen in them. Be sure to check those out. Be sure to check out our new ones that are fixing to come out. Now we're able to get out there and start filming again. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to share and like. Let everybody know that we are doing videos. And if you see something in our videos that we may have missed, or you've noticed, be sure to leave a comment. We would appreciate that. If you have any questions, like a lot of the questions that I'm answering on this video, leave us a comment, and I'll try to get the answers back to you as quick as possible, because we do view our comments. And just follow us, and hope you enjoy our videos, because that's one of the reasons we're doing it, is to put out entertaining videos for everybody to watch, all our fans and followers, as well as gather as much research and documentation on things that are happening out there in the spirit world. So till our next video, like I always say, stay spooky.